Cool. So we have Holly on this call, and she like literally doesn't know she hasn't been through any kind of training, but she's just like, hey, I want to be a part of your team call tonight. So here she is. And I think this is a perfect call to be on for a first timer, because it's just a general topic that I feel like is so important. And when I learned about this, I learned about it a while ago, but it has been an awesome thing for me, and it's kind of changed the way I think about marketing, and it's called curiosity marketing. Have you guys ever heard of that before? Curiosity marketing? No? I'm seeing your head shake. No? Okay. So what curiosity marketing does, and what it has been for me, is that it has leveled the playing field, okay? Like I said, I just broke 1,000 followers on Instagram, which is like nothing compared to lots of other people. But I've been able to run my business with not a large following at all. I've been able to go full time. I've been able to, oh, my screen sharing is paused. Can y'all see it? You can? Okay, I don't know why I said that. I've been able to kind of be on a level with other people through this strategy. And it's just because I have people basically engaged with me and they just are curious. And Holly, a lot of times I say, like, my goal is really like project to get in the inbox. Like, whatever the conversation is, maybe it's about hair, maybe it's about Lululemon, maybe it's about home decor, whatever it is, just to get in the inbox and have a conversation is such a huge win, because it's just a deposit in like the relationship bank, okay? Curiosity marketing, it fosters authentic conversation, it fosters natural relationships, and it's just an incredible way to build trust with people. We all have a sales radar. The other day, I was in my pantry making coffee. It was like the afternoon, and I got a ring at my door, and I like froze. You know, nowadays you freeze when someone rings your doorbell. Like, nobody just comes to your door unannounced. And I could see in the shadow, it was like kind of, it was like a small person, and I was like, this is a freaking kid trying to sell me candy, you know? And your radar immediately gets like defensive. Like I stayed in my pantry, like I hid, I didn't want to talk to him. I just did not want to be sold. We even walked into a car dealership knowing that we need to buy a car and knowing that we're probably going to get, quote, sold, but we're still like defensive, and we like don't trust people because we know we're going to get sold. And it's like the most awful way to start a relationship. It's literally being like, hey, I'm Macy, you need to buy what I do. Instead of like, hey, I'm Macy, tell me about yourself. Like, how much more inviting is that to say, tell me about yourself? We think that maybe by posting all about the product that we're doing, it's branding ourselves, and we think like, oh, like this is what's going to make people want to buy from me because this is my new brand. But actually we're broadcasting like, hey, I intend to sell you something. And guess what? People immediately, they don't trust you, and they believe that you are not trying to serve them, you're trying to sell them. And I know for a fact that we are all in this call right now that we don't want to just sell. We want to serve. Like, I had coffee with somebody today, a potential client. She lives in the area. So I was like, let me just meet with you. And I think that, like, as I was talking about it in person, you know, I don't talk about it in person a bunch. I message about it mostly. But, like, my passion just started to come out, and I wanted, like, genuinely, I wanted to help her. Her sale is not going to make or break me. Like, I will be fine with or without it. But, like, I knew that she was in a place, she's stuck, she's unhappy, she doesn't feel fulfilled, she doesn't know where to go, she used to be really fit, she feels like she's fallen off the wagon, her and her husband are in this toxic spiral of eating unhealthy, and I'm like, I know I can help you. And I think she saw my heart that, like, hey, I just want to serve you, I'm not trying to sell you a crappy product, I know this works. And so when you come from a heart of serving people, they feel that. That's not something that can be put on falsely. So curiosity, okay, this is kind of the interesting part. Curiosity is high when people know something, but it's low when we know everything. So when you just kind of drip information, when you breadcrumb things, when you just show snippets of things, people are curious. When you don't know anything about it, then you know nothing. But also when you know everything about something, when you are being, with, fire hydrant, when you get all the information flooded at you, your curiosity is gone. You don't need it anymore. Here's an example. I follow a lot of coaches, mostly just because I'm curious. I want to know what other people are doing, and I want to basically not be like them. Like, I honestly follow them to know what not to do because I like to be different. And this girl posted, and I wish I could go back and find it, but I couldn't find it. And she had every single detail about program. Okay. She posted a picture. It was like a mirror selfie. And she said, hey, this program is this much. It's this many days. It's this type of eating. You're going to use this product. You're going to use these kind of portion control containers. This is how many days it's going to be. This is what the community, she literally listed out everything. And guess what kinds of questions that she got on that post? She got questions about her outfit. Not about the program, not, hey, how can I get more information? Hey, I want to know more. She didn't share anything about her outfit, and therefore she got questions about her outfit. Now, the way I would have posted that photo in particular, I would have shared the details that I don't want people to ask about. So I would have said, hey, my sports bra is Lululemon, my shoes are Nike, and my leggings are Athleta. And I would have never felt confident enough to post a picture like this if it weren't for the program that I am doing. It has made me feel fit, healthy, energized, vibrant, confident, all of the things, and I'm so thankful for it. And guess what? She would have gotten so many questions about that program. No one would have asked her about her outfit. They would have been DMing her or commenting saying, hey, can you email me more information? Hey, what can I do to be a part of this? That's where curiosity is so important. And I think that what happens when, let's say you do a curiosity post and then you get a message that says, hey, I want more info. And what a lot of people mistake is, where they make a mistake is that they give the flood of information instead of asking questions. Okay, so for example, let's say you go and buy a car. Let's bring up the car again, and you meet with the salesman. And the one thing you hate about your car is the cup holders. Like, they're not big enough. They're too small, your Yeti doesn't fit in it, and you just are desperately needing bigger cup holders. But the salesman comes up to you and he tells you everything about the engine, about the leather, about the steering wheel, about the color, about the model. And he could have sold a car to you in 5 seconds if he just asked you, hey, what are you looking for in a car today? And you said, I just need something with bigger cup holders. Like, that's the most important thing to me. He could have had 5 options, laid them out, sold in an hour. And instead, they're being flooded with information that they don't need or that they don't even really care about. So how do you identify the problem? You post a curiosity post, you get DMs, you get emails, whatever, then what? You ask questions and you build relationships. I just got a DM before I started this. It said, hey, what kind of supplements do you recommend? And I said, hey girl, depends on your goal. Tell me what you're using right now. Because remember, at the end of the day, people only want to talk about themselves. That's all they care about. That's like, I've said this before, but this is like the trick to social skills at life, is when you just ask questions to other people and they're going to walk by being like, man, I really liked that girl. It's like, yeah, because you talked about yourself the whole time and everybody loves to talk about themselves. And so when you ask questions and care and want to serve people, you build relationships, you build trust, and people want to know you and love you and buy from you. And what's so funny is that social media wants us to do that. Facebook is usually really quiet about their algorithms. They don't really share a ton, but they made a public statement in 2017. It was like this big deal on social media that they were going to stop showing content of businesses and brands, because instead they want people on Facebook to see content that is engaging and starts conversations from our true friends. So yes, number one, it means that they want us to do sponsored posts. That's true. Sometimes you just got to pay to play. And I've done many before. I've really kind of put my attention on Instagram right now. But also, this is an awesome opportunity for us to take advantage of this, okay? Stop being a brand in your business and just be a friend to your customers. I think when we have that mindset, people just soften. They just soften and they trust you and they love you. And the most important part of social media is to have a lively conversation in the inbox and also especially on your posts. And I'm going to talk about having engaging posts and the importance of that and how I'm still really trying to figure it out because it's hard to get people to engage sometimes, but we'll go there in a minute. So, okay. Curiosity marketing. I'm trying to teach, I don't know if you guys follow my husband's business, Integrity Insurance, but I'm trying to teach them how to use Instagram. And they're like in Instagram stories, not just Instagram because I'm doing their Instagram, but they're stories because I can't do stories for them. Like I do not want to be the face of Integrity Insurance. I'm the face of Mason Media Wellness. And so I am trying to help them build their confidence and they're like so nervous. And I'm like, hey, listen, the only way you're going to get better is if you actually start. You can delete anything. When I first started like filming myself, I remember the first time I did it, I was like, this is so weird that I'm doing this right now, but I just want to come and say that I'm doing a program and da-da-da-da, and then I like put it away. And I pressed post and I didn't look at it again. But what I do now is I will record something, and then if I don't like it, like I try to be as like real and vulnerable as possible, but sometimes I have to like check myself and be like, okay, is this me? Is this my brand? If not, guess what? You just go to that top left corner, you press the X and you do it again. The only way you'll get good is when you start and when you practice. And I think what's important is that you document your day, like in just parts of your day. The way I think about it is like, okay, oh gosh, sorry. The way I think about it is if I still worked at my job and I was sitting at lunch with all my coworkers, what is something that would be interesting to all of them to tell them? Was it a story? Was it an event that happened to me? Is it something that I bought? Is it something that I found that the girls that I used to work with, would they want to know that? If the answer is yes, then I post it. And it does not need to be a part of your business all the time. I think that is where a lot of people struggle too, because it's like, oh my gosh, I just want my brand to be my business, right? But at the end of the day, we need to like you, we need to know you, and we need to trust you before we do any type of business with you. And I have so many examples of that. I think I shared one recently, but I mean, I'll just share it again really quick. Austin was speaking with somebody for insurance stuff, insurance needs, and he like gave her information or whatever, and they hung up the phone, and she called him back like 30 minutes later and was like, hey, I just looked you up on Facebook. I saw you and your family, and I just really think you guys are awesome, and I want to support you guys. Just by seeing a couple of pictures, like she wanted to do insurance with him, just by seeing a couple of pictures, she felt like she knew him and trusted him and wanted to do business with him. It just shows just the power of sharing a little bit of your day can really be a big deal. And I think that the biggest part of coaching is like you feel so inadequate. I know I still do. Like, I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to do anything. I'm just like trying my absolute best. But what I've learned is that I am the most successful when I'm just authentic and when I'm just vulnerable and when I am just real and I'm not polished and I come on with no makeup and I look like a sweaty hot mess and my spray tan is all jacked up and I have a white face and a tan body and I don't overproduce, because guess what? We have a BS meter and it's sensitive. We know when there is BS happening, and we know when people are fake, and we know when people are too polished, and we get annoyed by that, right? The more real that you are, the more that you will win, and the bigger that you will win. This is the part that I want to talk about engagement. So likes wear thin, questions for the win. That's what I like to tell myself, because I get so caught up in likes and follows. It's so dumb. I don't need to do that. But the where I measure my success is the engagement of posts. And I don't mean just like, hey, drop an emoji if you want me to send you an email, or hey, drop an emoji if you agree. That is considered engagement. But I want like questions. Like I want people to be like, what is that? I want people to be like, why are you doing that? What are those workouts? What is that superfood shake? What is that supplement? Even like, what music are you listening to? How can I get to your Spotify? Questions, not just comments. I want questions that we can interact with, because that gives me an opportunity. You know, there's people on Instagram that they don't really type, but they watch people answer. And so it gives me an opportunity to answer a question that maybe 100 other people might have had. And I can answer it in a way that is hopefully, you know, relatable and not too polished, like talking like I'm talking to a girlfriend. And hopefully I answered that question in a way that everybody can relate to. And remember, and this is so true, you only need 1,000 true fans to win at this business and to win at life, honestly. You only need 1,000. I've been doing it with like 700. I pretty much felt like I was winning at this with just like 600 or 700, but they were my true, like I have true quote fans and followers that like really are like behind me 100%, and that really, really helps. And the only reason I gained those was through being authentic and being real and sharing parts of my day that made people feel like they were a part of my life. Do y'all have any questions about anything so far? No? Was that helpful? Yeah? Okay, great. You're so talkative, so awesome. I know you're all muted too. Okay, so I wanted to share a concept. Mary Alice messaged me. She also follows some coaches, and one girl is doing a coach, and a lot of people do this. They do a quote free week. So basically, they give people a free week of their program. A free week for that would probably be a little obsessed. And it does a couple of things. I'm going to kind of share some goods, some bads, and how to actually do that. And if we wanted to do that together as a team, it would be something, you know, I'm like all about not creating groups, like multiple groups. I'm about creating like a free and a paid. So I think it would be something that I would have to create a different group for. I don't know. We'll talk about it. So here's a pro to a clean week or free week. And you know, people do free weeks all the time, but it's not necessarily it's like, hey, here's a free week on clean eating. Here's a free week on how to have a good morning. Here's a week, a free group that da-da-da-da. And basically they give free content to hopefully turn that into customers. So people who are hesitant, they obviously get a taste of the program, they get a taste of community, they get a taste of coaching, they get a taste of eating clean, they get a taste of working out regularly, a taste of having a mentor, having a coach, and personal development. Hopefully the week would have like a theme, and each and every day would be talked about, we would talk about something about that week. Okay, here are the cons, and this is why I've never done this before. First of all, you can't remember, curiosity. We don't want to give too much of the goods away because it makes people, because like I said, I get a lot of no's. Like I'll talk to people and they ended up not doing it. Honestly, 98% of the time they come back and say yes. I swear it's 98%. But I feel like the people who got too much information and decided not to do it, they would not come back because they knew everything. They knew what it would have been like. They know how to meal prep. They know everything. And in my experience, you can't make someone follow through, right? Like, you're either in and you're going to freaking do it and commit, or you're not. And I'm not about sitting around and babysitting people who are like halfway in, halfway out. I want the go-getters, and I want people who are going to 100% commit. How many times do you get a free sample of perfume and you throw it away? Me, all the time. I end up throwing it away. I break it. I throw it in my purse. I don't care. But if I'm going to spend $100 on perfume, I'm going to take so much care of that, and I'm going to wear it every day, and I'm going to be excited about it because I got skin in the game, and I'm going to follow through with that perfume, you know? And anytime I give anything away for free, people don't use it. I've given book lists away. I've given Shakeology samples for free. I've given so much stuff for free, and I follow up with people, and I find that they don't use it because they have no skin in the game. So people are either in or they're out, either one. So here's how we would do it if we wanted to do this. So basically, let me find it really quick. Here it is. So it's right here. You go to, I logged out right here. We're on Beachbody On Demand. And at the very bottom, it's this 3-month membership plan, but you see that free 14-day trial. So you would select that. They would be billed in 14 days, but they would just have to cancel it before they got billed for it. So that's kind of how you do it. And they would have access. I think I made another account, like a fake account, to sign up for this to see what I had access to. And I think they have access to meal plans and everything. And so for me, I'm like, gosh, they could just, open up those meal plans, print out everything, print out the measurements I give them, and never buy anything from me again. They would have everything, right? Like, I don't want that. So but here's some good things, okay? So they would sign up, they would actually make an account and make you their coach. But I think what a good way to make people have skin in the game would be to make it like $20 and have them order a Shakeology sampler. I think that's a way to make them feel like they're investing something in it, and they can really get the full experience of having Shakeology as well. You'd be doing a little obsessed, so it's obviously 5 days, and you'd be you would have content every single day to talk about. I have content, I feel like every other day, or every 2 days in my my paid group, but this would be like a very much so like, okay, on Monday I'm talking about this, on Tuesday I'm talking about this. You would check in with every single person every single day. Like, you would follow up in a message or an email or a text, be like, hey, how's it going? How's it going? How's it going? Just to show what it's like to have somebody who is following up and cares about them. Walk through the meal plan and measurements of food, so they don't have the containers, but I have all the measurements of what it all is. You would create content to share every single day, like I said, and then give them the opportunity to sign up for the full 80 days. The only reason why I do feel like this is a good idea is that when people do a Little Obsessed, like right now I have a group of girls doing the Little Obsessed prep week, and it's like raving reviews. Like, they can't get enough. They can't wait to start 80-day obsession. They just are so on fire about it. And so when people get a taste like that, I think it's good that they experience how awesome it is, and then they're like, wait, I have to do this. I have to follow through, and they'll continue to do it. And sign up. Oh, I guess that's all I did. So those are kind of like my pros, my cons, my thoughts on it. And just so you know, remember the opportunity to be a part of Autumn's Obsessed with Coaching group, which I don't know if you guys know about it. I just got an invitation for it. You just got to sell one. You just have to sell one challenge pack. And Holly, what that is, basically Autumn, the trainer of 80-Day Obsession, is hosting a Facebook group for coaches to learn how to grow their business using 80-day obsession. And so it's a 13-week program, and each week someone's going to come in and speak about how to use the program to grow your business. There's not a better time to grow your business than when a new program launches, because there's like so much hype around it, and it just becomes, people get so excited. So, and the way you get access to that group is if you sell one 80-day obsession challenge pack, just one. And so I feel like that this is a great opportunity for y'all to get at least, like you would get at least one. And I think like someone like Mary Alice and her market, like their biggest concern is the price. Would you agree with that, Mary Alice? The price, where you are. She's South Georgia. They never really have probably seen anything like this or heard of anything. They don't even think about living this way. And so for them, they just have to see the value of this and how amazing that it can be, and how actually it's such a better deal. It's an amazing price for what you're getting. They just don't get it, right? So I think for like your market, it would actually be really, really good. And maybe for everybody else too, it could be a great option. Kaylin's in Florida, maybe hopefully getting some people that she like they can, unattached and not fully committing, but getting a taste of it and just spending $20. I do think they need to get the Shakeology samplers. I think $20 is fine to ask someone to invest. But if you like have a conversation with someone and they're like, hey, I really just like can't swing that, not knowing if I'm gonna like it, it can be like your call if you want to let them in or not. But I don't know. What are your thoughts? I need some feedback here. Is this something you feel? Oh, you didn't see the screen anymore? Dominica, did you see it?
Hang on. No, I did when you like started talking about the slides. Like it kind of went like black for a little while, but when you started actually talking about the slides, I think I saw everything.
Okay, good. I'll post them anyway. But
yeah.
Do y'all feel like a free group is something that you would want to do together? Your opinions, because I'm down. I just want to do it the right way.
Yeah, I think my concerns are the same as your concerns. Like, what if they just get enough information for themselves through that free week and then they're like, okay, bye, So, but I feel like overall it'll be more beneficial, because I have people that have reached out and then they say it's just not affordable. But once it's like, no, you don't understand. It really is when you break it down. And if you just experience it, get that taste of it, like it really does change your mindset of the cost. So I'm totally down for it. And I definitely think I would have people signing up for it too. Sorry, Tucker's going crazy.
No, you're fine. I can't. Yeah. Okay. And I'm like not about creating another group, but I think that this would just be like one big push. And then after that, we would just push people to where, a place that we're like more consistently posting, whether it's Instagram or a Facebook group or whatever, and delete that group. Just delete it. And I hate doing that because then you lose people and whatever. But it's like the one exception, and something that we can do kind of together. Thoughts? Yes. We can each kind of have a day of posting if you want to, or I can run the train. Doesn't matter. I like the free group. My concerns are there those who just want to get the info and run, or those who make excuses. I think that if people are totally in, like your skin metaphor, they will try the week. Yeah, I agree.
So how does it work when like they sign up for that 3-month package and the 14-day free trial? Our goal would be to get them to like buy a challenge pack
after a week,
but like before it builds them.
Yeah, so they would have to
like how do you change that though when you're like, I guess you'd have to like fully cancel it and then like re-register?
That's a great question.
I'm just thinking of like not logistics, but like how the process of that, like would it be complicated for them? Because I know some people get weird just like putting their credit card information in, and like to be totally fair, that kind of like freaks me out too. Oh, I want like the free trial and all this, but like if I forget to cancel it, I mean, obviously the goal is for them to really like it. But if they're like going into that defensive mindset and they're like, I'm going to want to cancel it, but I want the free stuff. But like, I'm so worried about it charging me that
Yeah.
I'm really more hesitant to even sign up.
So I think that is something that like we'll have to give them direction, and it's like their
Yeah.
responsibility. You know, that's what's
Okay.
for me, that's what's great about being a coach. It's like I don't have to deal with the crap. Like I give
Right.
them and like this is what you have to do. So I think that what we would do, so they would sign up for the 14 days, buy the Shakeology samples. Okay, we'd give 1 week for the Shakeology to get there, and then the next week would be the actual program.
Okay.
7 days. And then when we get to that point and people want to sign up, we'll give them the link to a challenge pack and say, hey, you may need to call customer service and say, hey, I want a challenge pack. I don't really want the 3 month, I want the annual all access, not the 3 month plan. Can you help me?
Yeah.
Because that, and they're honestly, I don't feel bad asking people to do that because they're so quick and they're good and they can kind of get done.
I think that's the most straightforward way to do it for sure. Just like work with customer service if you have any problems, but like
I'll call coach relations and just like get the rundown and be like, hey, just make sure I'm understanding this correctly, and they can share with you guys. But yeah, okay. Well, let's look at our calendar because we want people to do this before, so y'all can get in that group, right? So we need some time to market it. I think we start marketing, honestly, Monday the 26th. Start signing up people Monday the 2nd, and maybe start the group on Monday the 9th. And I'll send out more information about this. And I know that's quick, but I want to get y'all some challenge packs so that you can be a part of this group because I think it's going to be super awesome. So yeah, okay, cool. Y'all feel good? Let's do this. Let's grow these businesses. Make money. Just kidding. Serve.
No, but really.
It's important. You gotta get compensated for your services, though. You know, you don't go to the nail place and ask for a free manicure. You know.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I'm gonna start a post on our group, and y'all can kind of start thinking through themes. Whether it is like, hey, we're gonna talk about how to make the morning the most productive time for you, or like, hey, we're gonna talk about some type of mindset shift, or we're gonna like start thinking through like what y'all want to talk about, and we can kind of just go on the thread. And the way, honestly, I find content is listening to podcasts, and I basically copy people. That's just what I do. So listen to podcasts, something like spark something in you, be like, yes, this is it, and we'll go from there, and we'll hustle. Cool. All right, awesome. Yeah. Well, this is a great call. Thanks for joining, Holly. I know that you were just kind of like an observer, but thank you. And I will talk to y'all soon. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.